So, welcome everyone. I'm Leah McIntosh, Coach Leah, and this is week 4 of our Superstar Speaker and Business Mastermind. So, I'm so excited you're here today. We have been on quite a journey, and we are continuing that today. So, welcome to Melanie, Cretia, Marquita, and all of those who will be joining us for this hour. If you're able to see and chat with me, okay, just type hello in the chat bar and welcome yourself or welcome the others who are joining us. I also wanted to just follow up from last week. Some people in the group want to connect with each other, and I want to encourage you to do that via the chat. So you can chat directly with each other if you need to. And if you want to connect with a particular person, just send me an email and I will connect you to them. I want to be sensitive to everyone's confidentiality, which is why I don't send out everyone's email and information to the group. So just wanted to acknowledge that. But certainly I want you to be connected with each other. So hello to everyone. Again, if you're able, just type hello in the chat and we will get started. Our topic for today is your product elevation and 6 keys to get up, get speaking, and get paid. So we have got 2 exciting topics. And before we jump into those, let me do a short review for everyone that's been a part of this group over the last several weeks. It's been 4 weeks we've been together. We started the first week focusing on our OMG. It's really important that we begin with the end in mind. So each one of you are working on one major goal. And I understand that you've got a lot of dreams, a lot of things you want to get done, but I want to encourage everyone to come back to your OMG. And we break down that OMG 1 month, 1 day at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to review our model, and then we'll jump into our content for today. So go ahead and get comfortable. And here we go with our mastermind overview. Okay, let me make sure I have the right presentation for us. And so one of the things I want to remind everyone of is that the purpose of a mastermind is that we are more powerful together than we are separately. So that's why it is important, and that's why we come together as a group and not just do all of this work individually. That's something I want to emphasize for everyone. So with that background, let's jump right into it. So when you're able to see the presentation on my screen, just let me know. So it's coming up now. And let me know if you're able to. Okay, and welcome to all of those who are coming in. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Here we go, and welcome to everyone that's joining us. So we are here in our Superstar Speaker Mastermind Coaching. We are doing 6 weeks together, so this is our 4th week. So if you're able to see and hear me okay, go ahead and type that in the screen. Wonderful. Thank you to everyone. Great. So let's go ahead and let's recite our affirmation together. Wherever you are, this is our affirmation. In this room is the power to change the world. In me is the power to change the world. If I'm going to change the world, I need a world of change in me. Change comes naturally, but it can also come intentionally through the power of goal setting and community. I can achieve anything I put my mind to. Everything is possible to the extent I believe it is. I want to dream wide awake as much as I do asleep, and through focused action, we can do it 30 days at a time. So that is our affirmation, and that centers us as we go forward. So the purpose of this mastermind, again, is to help you lift your voice, tell your message, and change the world. Why be a part of a mastermind? We have collective wisdom, accountability, and community. This is the key to accelerate your success in whatever you're doing. At In-N-Out Burger, when you look at this menu, it looks like they're just cheeseburger, fries, and some drinks. But look at the options that are actually available through creativity and sharing with one another. So this is what's amazing. This is what we want to happen as a part of this mastermind. So you may, as you enter this process, and even day by day, you know that options are out there for you to build a business, to be a speaker, to have success in your community. You know that intuitively. And you know that it's possible, but you wonder if it's possible to actually access the options that are there in a real way. In this mastermind, we are starting to believe that possibilities are infinite, but we still may not be able to conceive that for ourselves. Our mindset might not be to the point where we actually believe that the infinite possibilities out there are realistic for us. So in this mastermind, we together are going to expand the options of what we know is available to us, and we can access them. We are expanding what is possible, and ultimately, we want to be at a place of infinite possibility for all of us. So in this mastermind, it is critical that we are shifting how we think. And what we believe and we think then impacts what we can be, do, and have. I cannot emphasize this enough. And with several folks this week in our individual conference calls, coaching calls, I've gone through a model which reminds us we first have a thought. It creates an emotion. An emotion creates an action, and an action then produces an outcome. So if we want to change the outcomes of our life, we've got to go back and change our thoughts. That then creates new emotion in us, excitement and confidence, and then our actions and options and our outcomes shift. So I want to encourage each of you. I know you're working on your individual business plans, but I want you to also remember that you can lead a group. It's going to force you to step up your game, to be more accountable, more energy, and you can create a revenue stream, not just from an individual product, but from a group, a mastermind like this. And we'll talk more about that today. Being a part of a group breaks us free from this type A survival of the fittest mentality of doing it all of ourselves, by ourselves. In your group, you need a leader, a clear mission, goal, or outcome, members, and you want to meet consistently. Provide some coaching, feedback, and you want an investment as a part of the group. So, who is this for? Let's keep going. This is for you and for the kind of folks that are ready to break free from this mindset. So that's why we are all here. Remember, we are shifting mindsets and taking action over the course of the next 12 months. So remember, your OMG is something you want to achieve tangibly in the next 12 months. Imagine if you're creating a six-figure business, you might start and break down a topic a month to achieve your goal at the end of 12 months. So that's how I want our mindset to be shifted. Everything is possible if we break it down. We do that also in 30-day increments. So the check marks are when you are making progress on your to-do list. Fridays are when we're doing our online group coaching and you are knocking down those dominoes, which is your to-do list. Middle of the month or sometime during the month, we are having one-on-one calls. So make sure to schedule your October one-to-one call if you haven't done that. And finally, at the end of the month, we want to say, yay, we are achieving our goals and we are almost at the end of this month. So I want each person to be making progress. And this is what it looks like over the course of a year. All things are possible. So that's what we are doing. Every week we come together, we orient ourselves around what we're doing. So this is our 4th week. We have 2 more Fridays that will be coming together. So with that, I'm going to come back on screen. Again, welcome to everyone that's joining us. And Rosemary asked the question, did I send the PowerPoint? I did not. So again, I will send out that PowerPoint to you this week. Thank you for accountability and that wonderful reminder. So I'm going to write that down. Okay. So you'll have that with the recording of this session today. You'll also get the PowerPoints. Some are asking for a contact list. I want to individually connect you with people that you like to be connected with. So instead of sending out an entire contact list for confidentiality reasons, I will connect you to people that you want to be connected with. So I hope that answers the question, Rosemary. Again, feel free to chat with one another individually if you want to connect directly, because you can also share emails and phone numbers through the chat in this forum. So I hope that answers those initial questions. So with that, take a deep breath. Over the last 4 weeks, you have defined your OMG. You have written, and many of you have recorded a piece of your story. Last week, you began to work on your blueprints, which is an outline of your business plan. You may have also started to work on your speaker flyer. So give me some feedback in the chat. How many folks are making significant progress on your blueprint? And just give us the title of your blueprint so we know what you're working on. Again, these steps are dominoes that knock down the next domino. So if you are a little bit behind on your homework, that is no problem. Just go ahead and catch up with your OMG, your story, and your blueprint, which is your outline. Everything flows from the blueprint. And remember, the blueprint flows from your story and your message. And that all flows from the OMG that you're working on. So just let me know, have you made progress on your blueprint? So if that's a yes, just give me a yes, and then let me know the topic. And while folks are typing and chatting, also go ahead and pull up your worksheets for today. So Rosemary writes, her blueprint is around becoming free through forgiving others. Wonderful. And in your blueprint, Rosemary, you would then have 5 to 8 steps that tell people how to forgive others and how to really be free. So know that your blueprint is specific. It is how to, it is teaching people something. You can have a blueprint on any idea. Your blueprint could be how to learn to skateboard. And you would give people the 5 to 8 steps on how to learn how to skateboard. So know that your blueprint can apply to any topic, business, ministry, organization. But it becomes your content for speaker events, workshops, retreats, books. It becomes an outline for all of those. So I want to encourage you to work on your blueprint. Krisha says her blueprint is entitled Moving from Rejection to Acceptance, and she has 4 to 5 steps so far. That is wonderful. And notice when you get the steps, those are the big areas, then you'll break down those areas into details, and you're going to teach people those. Wonderful. Okay, so with that, thank you for that feedback. Melanie says her blueprint is titled From Diagnosis to Dynamic. Wonderful. Love that intriguing title. Now, who of us want to be dynamic? Absolutely. We are more than the diagnosis. We are dynamic. So the question, Melanie, this, for a person getting the blueprint is, how do I become dynamic? Just tell me the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and people will follow. Rosemary says, I'm not sure how to show that on the blank one you gave us. The steps look different from the ones on your example. So in the blank blueprint, it's simply a Word document. Each box is a step. So simply type your steps on the left-hand side of the blueprint and then define your problem, your solution, and the steps and the resources, the benefits of that step. And that's something we can also work on in our one-to-one call if that's needed. Okay. Yes. So one row for each step in your blueprint, and just break it down one by one. Okay. Great. So continue to chat, ask questions, and I'll try to answer those as I'm able. Our first worksheet for today, we're going to jump into is how to get up, get speaking, and get paid. So that is our first worksheet for today. So go ahead and open that up, and I am going to share my screen so that you can see it. So each one of you have joined this mastermind because you want to be a professional speaker. Now, that speaking will happen in all different settings. It might be at work. It might be for your own business, ministry, or organization. And so let me review these 6 keys. If you were at the Superstar Speaker training, you heard these briefly. The key here is I want you to begin to see yourself in this way, because you are building something that can last. Here is the first key. A professional speaker is a skill set, not a job description. That is really important. You don't have to quit your day job and say, I'm a professional speaker. You can incorporate this skill set into anything you are doing. You can incorporate your professional speaking to go along with books that you write, videos, e-learning modules, consulting, coaching, whatever you do. Professional speaking is a part of your skill set that you bring to your work. So I want to free you up from feeling the pressure to make professional speaking a primary job or career. For some people, that might actually happen. But what I often see with professional speakers is they get burnt out from traveling the country and looking for the next stage to speak on. So I want you to know you can incorporate speaking into anything you're doing, and it is a powerful tool. Here's the second key. Every speaking business needs a CEO. So I want you to think about yourself in this mastermind and in your business is you are the CEO. That means the primary trait that separates successful speakers from others is that successful speakers see themselves not as speakers, but as CEOs of their business. And a CEO, when you are responsible for an organization, you are going to focus on not just speaking, not just your content, but on money-making activity. I need you to hear that. The purpose of having a business or a ministry is to impact people and have resources to be able to do that. Okay? I want you to hear that. That's really important because my whole life is ministry. So no matter what I do, I'm always hoping to impact people, to be a light to them, to be an encourager, to lift them up. For me, that is ministry. Now, in order to do that and to reach as many people as possible, we all need resources to do that. Does that make sense? We all need resources to be able to reach people. So this is important that you think like a CEO. And here's some tips. When you think like a CEO, you schedule paydays. So for example, if you make $250 from a speaking engagement, you want to put that into its own bank account. Okay, so that's critical. Create a bank account for your speaking business and pay yourself. Maybe it's 10% of whatever you earn from your speaking or consulting, your writing. Put that aside and pay yourself. The amount does not matter. What matters is that you act as a CEO and treat this as a business. Okay? You also set a goal for what you want to earn. So an example here on your worksheet is if you want to earn $50,000 speaking, coaching, consulting, divide that number by 24. Okay? That means if you have 24 pay periods in a year, say that's twice a month, that's $2,083. And you want to transfer that amount from a business account to a personal one when you pay yourself. So if you want to pay yourself $50,000, you want to be making more than that because you want to have some left in your business account. So that's how I want you to think about it. And I share this because this is what I'm also living into as I shifted my business as a speaker, as a coach, from just being a hobby, because I've always been doing this work, to actually creating a business. These are the shifts that I found are critical. Here's the third key. Establish a now more than ever mindset. That means we want to always be thinking like the people we want to reach. We want to be thinking about who am I reaching and what are their needs. So it's not just about me anymore. It's about those people that I'm seeking to reach. So you want to do your research, be prepared, and do your homework. So 2 weeks ago, we focused on the ideal client. That is really critical to creating a business. Number 4, as you create this as a business, get serious, get help, or get out. So that speaks for itself. We want to treat this seriously. Being on this mastermind call or watching the replay every week is part of you being serious about what you're called to. Number 5, build a thought leadership platform. As a speaker, when people ask you, well, what do you speak about? You want to be able to target your speaking in a particular area where you have expertise, tools, tactics, strategies, sound bites, philosophies. You want to establish yourself particularly in an area. So don't feel the need to be an expert on everything. You want to focus in. And when you do that, using your blueprint, we're back to the blueprint. This is your key to claim your expertise. You can then take that content that's identified in your blueprint. It becomes keynotes, articles, reports, programs. It becomes the outline for your book. The ideas are limitless when you focus your work. Finally, you can become a certified speaking professional. And at nsaspeaker.org, there are details about that. There are pros and cons to that, but certainly as you are serious about this, you can use that as a credential. Okay? So with that, I'm going to pause. And in this worksheet, your homework simply says, what 3 actions will you take immediately to get up, get speaking, and get paid? So I want to hear from you in the chat. Tell me, as you hear these tips and as you read about it in your worksheet, what are you taking away for yourself? What actions will you take immediately to get up, get speaking, and get paid? So I'm going to come back on screen here with you. Tell me, how are you going to put this information to work for you? That's what I want to hear. I know some of you all have events coming up shortly, so I know you're going to be speaking. And of these 6 tips, what are you going to use as you speak to the next group? As you prepare for whatever your next is? Give me some feedback. My goal for each one of you is that through this mastermind, you are getting up, getting speaking, and getting paid. Okay? So with that, let me know your feedback. Okay. So Jessica is writing. Okay. And it looks like somebody is sharing their screen. I'm going to ask you to not share your screen. I think that's Anthony. So if you could just take off your screen recording. Okay. So with that, let me go look at the chat. Okay, so Jessica says she has the November and December event, but not sure how to share that I'm accepting speaking opportunities as the event are for her nonprofit, Giving Hope and Healing. So one of the things, let's go back to last week's speaker flyer. Last week's speaker flyer is the way to communicate that you are open for professional speaking events. In that, let's say 2-page speaker flyer, it says, I am here and I am available to speak on these topics, and here's my expertise. So you might send that as an email to folks that are organizing events. So that is one way to share with other people that you are available for speaking gigs. Okay, so that might be a way for you to communicate that. Rosemary says she's going to create a separate bank account to keep account of her income, expenses, and to pay herself. Yay! That's the idea. Create a separate bank account, because what happens, and I've been there, is when we commingle the money, we think we're making money, we hope we are, but when expenses need to be paid and we're paying out of a personal account, sometimes we don't know if we're actually making profit. So I want to encourage you to set up a separate account. Okay, so for others, what's your takeaway from the 6 keys to get speaking, to get up, get speaking, and get paid? How are you going to treat your business as a CEO? Krisha says she's establishing her leadership platform and she wants to hone in on her area of expertise. I'm all over the place. The key to that, Krisha, is your blueprint. In the blueprint, you are claiming your expertise. You can have more than one blueprint. It is okay to do that. But the first blueprint is where you decide, here is my expertise. So here's an example. For me, my Superstar Speaker training is one of the offerings. It's one of the things I do. But I also do a lot of business development and some other things. But Superstar Speaker training is one platform that I have claimed as a leader and as an expert. And once we claim that, we are forced to become an expert. So what I found is I get better and better at it the more I work on it. Anthony writes, he's having his first leadership summit next Saturday. Woohoo! I'm super excited about that. And take these tips into that leadership summit. You might want to teach some of this content to the people that are at the leadership summit. Call them forward to be the CEO of their life, of their business, and to develop their leadership platform. Wonderful. And I want to remind everyone that the content you are getting in this mastermind, use it for your business, your groups, your speaking, so we can keep growing this message. Wonderful. Melanie says she's got a now more than ever mindset. Yes, let's do it. Wonderful. Rosemary says she's developing her blueprint in her primary platform, which is taking off the mask. Yes, and you're an expert at helping people take off their masks and really be authentic. Great. Wonderful. So you've got the idea. We are CEOs, we are business owners, we are not just speakers. One of the things we do is speak. We do that on all different stages. We do that online. We do it through books. We have a message to share with the world. Great. Yes, and platform is a great word to use. You are building a leadership platform where you are an expert and committed to a particular area that you want to help people with. Great. So let's jump into our second topic today. And this is about now, when you think like a CEO, I want to help you develop your business plan. And this is about, well, what do I do with the blueprint now that I've got it? And that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So go ahead and open your second worksheet for today. It's titled Product Elevation Model. And I am going to share my screen. The Product Elevation Model. Okay, and when you can see that, go ahead and type in the chat. Let me know you can see that. The Product Elevation Model. And your worksheet. Excellent, wonderful, thank you. You can see it, great. So let me walk us through this because this is going to be your homework and then we'll process it together. So this worksheet is guiding you through the steps to create and elevate your products. So I want you to think about, as a business owner, you are developing products that you're going to make available to other people. This is the key to the ability to stop trading hours for dollars and start living the life that you actually want to live and you're created for. I want you to thrive. The steps that we're going to go through, this requires growing your email list and getting your message and your product out to hundreds, thousands, and millions of people. And this is the model of how to do that. So the model is a product elevation model. It's also sometimes called a sales funnel, a funnel. So you can see the visual on the worksheet. The goal of this funnel is to have a lot of people starting at the top of it, and they give you their email address. That is called an opt-in, where people say, yes, you can have my email address in exchange for something free. So your free product that you give away can be online or it can be a physical product. An example is, and I give you 7 here in our worksheet. These are 7 examples of something you can give away for free that people give you their email address in exchange for. You can give them a cheat sheet on how to do something. And that's 6 steps to get up, get speaking, and get paid. That one worksheet that I sent you today as a part of your homework is a cheat sheet. It's a product. I can give that away to people in exchange for their email address. Now, what's interesting is you can start really simply with 1 or 2 pages, and you can add to that. So as we get a bit more complex, the next example is a workbook that includes some content, exercises, and resources. So for example, this product elevation worksheet that you got today could be a workbook because there are exercises. It's more detailed than just a 1-page cheat sheet. The third example is a guide. Now, again, this is going to be longer and have more content. So in a guide, you have stories, content, exercises, and resources. It's going to be a bit longer and include more storytelling. A fourth example, you can give people a video or audio training for free on how to do something. So you say, oh, I'm not a writer, but I'm okay with shooting a quick video and telling people how to do something. It can be as short as 3 or 4 minutes, or it could be longer, but you can do it quickly. So today, you can have a free gift to give to others. A fifth example, a challenge. You can give people a 5 to 7 day challenge where you will email them every day and teach them how to do something over 5 or 7 days. You can use a quiz, or you can offer a free course. It's a mini training with videos and worksheets to give people a glimpse of what they're going to get when they work with you. The key here, so let's go to page 2 of this worksheet, is it's so important to give away a free gift for an email address because people don't want to just give you something for nothing. It is valuable. It is personal when someone gives you their email address. So you've got to give them value in return. And the key here is that you get to start a relationship with someone when you have their email address. Each one of you became a participant in this mastermind because I had your email address. Whether we met at an event and we exchanged emails, or we connected online, whatever it is, I had to have your email to invite you to be a part of this group. So again, think of the funnel. Your leads, your emails come in at the top, and then you're going to funnel them down and invite them to other products and programs, because eventually as a business owner, you want someone to make a buying decision. So after a person gives you their email and you give them the free gift, so you might just send them an email back. Here's an example. I was playing around with this last week, and on my Instagram and Facebook, I posted free superstar speaker blueprint. Okay. And I said, hey, just email me if you want this free superstar speaker blueprint. And one of the persons that emailed me, she emailed me, and it's a person that I don't know. She emailed me right away. I sent her the blueprint, the same superstar speaker blueprint that you have. I sent that to her, and I followed up and said, hey, schedule a free coaching call with me to talk about your blueprint and what you're thinking about for your speaker business. So now I'm trying to create a relationship. Now, not everybody who gets that email will follow up, but you have an opportunity to begin a relationship when you put that offer out there. So that's an example of why you want to get that free email. And check out my Instagram or Facebook if you want to see an example of that free gift offer that I made. That was last Friday, so it's still there. Okay, so right after they give you their email, they get the free gift, you want to make a paid offer. So in your email, you want to make a paid offer. Now, as we get more sophisticated, this is all going to be automated. Well, they will automatically get an email with an offer. Okay, so, but in the beginning, it doesn't have to be automated. You're just emailing the person again, making an offer. So the price of the first paid offer needs to be low enough that people can easily say yes. So I'm recommending $37, for example, but it can also be $17 or $27. Okay. The price point doesn't matter. The key is that you want to make a paid offer because you want to get a buyer. So let me give you an example. Your first paid offer, you can offer them your book. You can offer them a mini training with videos and worksheets. You can offer them a one-to-one coaching session for $17 to $37. You can offer them admission to your training course or your event. The key is you are transitioning people from free to their first paid offer. If you don't have a paid offer, we have no way of generating income. But also know you want to give value before you try to sell something, especially with people that you don't have a relationship with. So notice that after they make a purchase with you, you then want to make a second paid offer. Now, here's why this is so important. The second offer is what is sometimes called an upsell. Let me give you a really practical example of an upsell. When you go to McDonald's, notice you might say, hey, I'd like to have or order fries. And they'll say, would you like to have a Big Mac with that order fries? Or you might say, give me a number 1. And they'll say, would you like to supersize that? Imagine you go and you order pizza and they say, would you like extra cheese on that pizza? Or would you like some breadsticks or Coke with that? Those are upsells. Now, you won't always say yes, but plenty of times I have said, sure, go ahead and add some extra cheese or add a cookie to that for dessert when you bring my pizza. Notice people often, when they buy once, they'll buy again. If they like what you've given them for free, they will continue to buy from you. They're learning to trust you and they want more value. So let's keep going. Let me give you an example. So as you can see in your worksheet, people who spend money with you, they're a lot more serious about whatever that offer is than those people that just take free stuff. And there's nothing wrong with taking the free stuff. You're just looking for the people who are ready to go deeper. Somebody that spends $97 with you is more serious about their business or whatever they're trying to achieve than someone that just spends $37. Okay, so you want to help people go deeper into their transformation. You want them to say, wow, this stuff really works. I want the whole enchilada. So you want them saying, yes, yes, give me more. So let me give you an example of a $97 offer. You could do a longer training. So instead of the $37 offer with a couple of videos, you now do 3 modules with 3 videos each, which is 9 videos and 9 worksheets. Again, you're going deeper into whatever your topic is. You might offer them 3 coaching sessions via phone instead of 1. You might give them an admission to a full day training course in person for $97. So notice how you went from giving them something for free to giving them something that's more value, but a low cost, to making an upsell, and now you're at about $100. Take a deep breath. This is a lot of information, which is why you have it in your worksheet, but this is the key to actually creating a sustainable business. Now, let me get even more specific. Let's go to page 4. As you get more into this, you're going to have a web page for each one of these offers. So imagine you would have at least 3 web pages, one for the free offer, number 2 for your $37 offer, and then number 3 for your $97 offer. And using technology, you can connect those. So when a person gets the free offer, they automatically get the $37 and then the $97 offer. One of those websites, one of the technology platforms that helps you do that is called ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels. It is something that I recommend as you get a little bit deeper into your business. You can just do this via email in the beginning, but eventually something like ClickFunnels is going to be valuable. We can get into that in more detail later. So with that, let me give you an example for my business. For me, the ultimate goal of my business is to invite people into my coaching programs like this, or to be in a one-to-one coaching relationship with me. My ultimate goal is not just to speak on the stage, but to invite people into coaching. My ultimate goal is not just to write books, but to invite people into coaching. And here's why. I believe that life transformation happens through coaching. My goal is not just to give away information. People want transformation. I know in order to do that, I have got to create awareness for my brand and for me. So I want people all over the country and the world to know about me and to know I'm an expert speaker and a coach. To do that, my goal, so here's one of my OMG, is to add 1,000 new people to my email list over the next 12 months, which means I got to give away a lot of free stuff, make the free offers online to get email addresses to invite people into coaching. So let me review the product elevation model. You have a free gift. You make a first-time offer of $17 to $37. You invite them to upsell to something with even more value. And then you want to invite them to make a bigger commitment. Often this is called a mid-tier or a high-tier product. So let me be clear. With a sustainable business, you're going to have at least 4 levels of products. This is how you get to 6 and 7 figures in your business. You will not make 6 or 7 figures with a $17 offer. The volume that it's going to take to get to $100,000 or $1 million is so high that it's going to be really tough. But when you have first-time buyer options, upsell options, tier 1 and tier 2 options, you can get to your goal. So here's the homework to plan this for your own brand. The first step in your homework for your product elevation is to define your brand and the end goal of your funnel. For me, the end goal of my funnel or product elevation is for people to be in a coaching relationship with me. And eventually, I want them in the highest tier coaching level, which is $5,000 plus a year. Part of what I realized is that my target audience is different for that high tier $5,000 product than it is for that $17 product potentially. So don't feel the pressure to know who's going to spend $5,000 with you. You might not know that yet. But if you've got a funnel and you're bringing people into it, step by step, you'll see people who are ready to go to the next level. So define your brand and the end goal of your funnel. Number 2, design the layout of your offers. What will you offer for free? $37, and it could be as low as $17, and $97. So here's how you design those offers after you name them. You're going to create them by naming your free gift and identifying what are the 5 benefits that people are going to get, or the 5 points that you're going to cover in your free offer. In your $37 offer, you want to name your offer and the details of what's going to be in that $37 product. For example, one of the products I'm working on is 3 modules, which are going to be on video, and I create, and I have this already taped, is a 10 to 15 minute video in 3 modules for $37. I put that online and I can email it or send it directly to people who make that $37 purchase. Same thing with the $97 offer. Instead of having 3 videos, I'm going to have more videos and give more value. Finally, in my mid and high tier programs, one way to do that is a membership program. Some of you all on this call, on this group, you're part of my membership program and you're paying $99 a month. The price doesn't matter, but you want to give enough value that you can charge the price that you want to. You want to invite people to make an investment that's consistent with the value that you're giving them. So for example, you might have a $97 a month membership program, but you could also have a $17 a month program. The key to that is the recurring revenue that will multiply. And you can have a greater number of people at a lower cost. So it depends on your model. Okay, just depends on your business model. Okay, so finally, what kind of membership program could you create? And what kind of high tier program could you create? Now, notice that I've given you an example. I've done an 8-week mastermind that's $1,600. Now, that wasn't at the $5,000 level yet, but $1,600 is a significant investment. There's 12 hours of video content, coaching calls, and worksheets at that $1,600 level. So I want you to have these multiple levels of products. Again, the content for all of this is in your blueprint. So let me come back on screen. Take a deep breath. That's a lot of content. This is a 7-figure business model that all builds on your OMG, your story and message, your blueprint, and now your products that you elevate. So Jessica has a question. I want you to begin to type your questions in the chat. Give me your ahas, whatever you're taking away. So Jessica says, is it okay to send emails to those that I have met through her nonprofit? It is on some of our material that I'm accepting speaking engagements through 2019. That answer is yes. And let me give you a strategy. You probably want to start creating a separate email list for your speaking consulting business. So I would say at the beginning, you could send out a couple of emails that says, I'm available for speaking engagements, and here's my flyer attached. If you would like to be on my email list to get more information, then email me back. Because what you want to do is also honor people that have given you their email specifically for the nonprofit. So give them the option to opt in to your email specifically about your speaker business. So that would be my approach, Jessica, because you don't want to people to feel like it's a bait and switch. But it is okay in the beginning to send a couple emails, or even occasionally to say, hey, I'm going to be featured as a speaker at this event, and keep them updated. Hey, if you want to be on the email list for my speaker program, go ahead and email me back. So that would be my advice. So for others, what's your aha as you think about this product elevation model and the multiple tiers of products? What are you taking away for your business? And then we will wrap up for today. So go ahead and use your chat. I am excited about you all thinking about not just what you give away for free, not just what you give away in a low tier offer, but begin to dream about what's your highest tier offer and what you ultimately want to lead your customers towards. Because that's what's going to make your business sustainable. If your ultimate goal is to be paid $5,000 each for speaking engagements, that's great. So just set that intention, and notice that when you build a relationship, you're building up to the kind of relationship that you could provide $5,000 or more value to a client. So think about this. Here's something a person shared with me. If your product costs $5,000, you want to give at least $10,000 worth of value. Think about that. And so then you ask yourself, what kind of value could I provide that's worth $10,000 to my client? $10,000. As a coach, I ask myself, what kind of resources can I provide so someone could generate $10,000 in their business in the next 3 months? That's what I think about. Melanie says, aha, I am in control of my income. I'll no longer be waiting for someone else to determine my income. Yes. What you invite people to invest in and at what level is up to you. And once you believe, and this is for everyone, once we believe we are worth someone investing $5,000 in at a time, we will have no problem inviting people to make that level of investment. So if we find ourselves only being able to charge $20 for an event, that says something about our thoughts and our confidence, and we've got to build that and shift our value. Rosemary says, I'm already seeing the problem I created for myself by doing ministry just for the sake of ministry for years, and how I can now correct it, that it can be a win-win for me and my clients. Yay! Yes. Because when you invite people to make greater investments in themselves, they are going to get better outcomes because they are committed. And when they can make an investment in themselves, they can also invite other people to make investments in themselves. Yes. Jessica says, I still feel bad about turning down a speaking opportunity because they didn't want to pay anything but a love offering. Mind you, I've already spoke for them before. I shouldn't feel bad. You are exactly right. There is nothing wrong with speaking for free. Let me say that. And when you speak for free, You want to be able to make an offer, and you want to gather emails to put them into your funnel. Okay? I speak for free, and I do that strategically. So for an example, I want to be able to say from the stage, if you'd like to have this free gift, it might be a free coaching call. It might be a free checklist. It might be my blueprint. Go ahead and email me. Now, right there, this speaking engagement honestly could be more lucrative than whatever they could pay you, especially if it's an organization that doesn't have much money. When you collect those emails, you'll have an opportunity to make another offer to them. So if you do workshops and speaking for free, you want to be able to make an offer, a free offer from the stage, and collect emails. That is the key. And on our one-on-one calls, we can talk more about how to structure your message to make that offer. And sometimes people will give you all the emails from the people at the event. They'll just give it to you. That is gold, because then you can follow up and make offers to them. Yes, every time you speak, you want to be able to make an offer to the next level. Okay? So with that, I wish we had more time together because this is so rich, and I love all the ahas that you're getting. For your homework this week, go ahead and complete your worksheet, create your products. You don't have to have them all finished and ready to go in a week, but simply map them out and work towards having your products defined. Ultimately, know where you're going with your business. I believe in you. You are awesome, and you are going to reach your goals. Write those books. Put yourself out there as a speaker and let people know you are available, and then know what you're going to connect people to. So with that, thanks for being here. Happy Friday. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll be back next week, same time, same place, continuing to lift our voice, share our message, and transform the world. Have an amazing day. I'll see you later.